Straight for You, where we're giving you straightforward dialogue with an open mind. I'm your host, Miss Black Diamond, along with my infamous handsome host.
I'll cut it out now. Welcome, world. Welcome to Straight for You. How y'all doing out there today? I'm so grateful to be here.
Hey, so how you been doing?
Look, I'm tired, but I'm here, and look, we got work to do. How you been though?
It's been a couple of weeks of nonstop.
Yeah, but you looking good though.
Hey,
with your wingtips and whatnot. Come on now, look at you.
My hair now. And
okay.
I got a flutter.
Y'all should see what she got on. Y'all should see these booty shorts she got on. Y'all should see these.
Hey, everybody don't need to know, but it's okay. You can let them know. The thighs.
And look, I'm telling you, if y'all can see what I can see, you gonna say you be like, God damn, like anyway.
Hey, gotta
work it out.
Yes,
but I'm good though.
Okay.
But yeah, everything is everything though. Like from the last show, it's been a lot going on.
Yeah, this is our EP3.
Yeah, episode 3. Like moving right along.
Yes, we trying to do the damn thing. Well, try what we doing. Let me correct myself. You know how that go. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about today. The topic for today is: have we become accustomed to the bullshit that we can't see the genuine?
So, when you say the bullshit, what exactly are you referring to?
It can be like anything you pretty much like, whether it be in your life with your family, your friends, your job, anything that comes to mind of this particular topic. And again, I repeat, have we become accustomed to the bullshit that we can't see the genuine, or I should say genuineness, in relations, like I said, towards everyday experiences and conversations.
Do you want to start?
I'm looking upon you, because I asked and I see where we go from there.
So. I think in this particular case, one of the things that I would like to say is that I know that has been a thing for me in the past as far as like relationships would go. Like even intuitively, whenever I knew that it wasn't gonna work, I still tried to make it fit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I still try to make it fit. And I think in that particular case, maybe that was the bullshit and me not being like me. That was the bullshit, and it was me not being genuine with myself. You know.
So that was an internal bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Internally, you know what I'm saying? But I guess if we're referring to outside interferences, I think in some cases, if we do stay and stick with the bullshit, I think it might be out of fear, because some people, especially like job wise, people stay on jobs they don't like all the time because it's comfortable. They don't necessarily know if they're worthy or if their value will be depreciated if they move somewhere else, or if things are just is the grass green in here type of ordeal. You know what I'm saying?
So, but when it comes to that, I understand the job concept. But what about the people involved in the job? Because again, say for instance, you have a coworker, they come off like, "Hey, I got your back. No matter what, we're gonna get through this process." Or a team leader saying they got their back with their crew, but when the shit hits the fan, all of a sudden we passing the buck to the problems, and nobody really addressing it because they got used to that happening. Since you brought up the workplace, how do you feel on that level? Have we just come accustomed to like it's not even like considered unnormal when it happens?
I think
since you brought up the work,
right? So I think a lot of us have that "not me" like mentality. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not me, like everything else will be fine. Because nobody wants to be the scapegoat, so to speak, or nobody wants to be the guinea pig, in a lot of cases or whatever. If there was something going on to where a supervisor was doing something unethical or something wrong, nobody wants to step up to the plate and say something in fear of getting fired because they like, I need my job. But in reality, there are plenty of jobs out there. Some that might be of value more and some might be of value less, depending on what your perspective is. But even still, a lot of people are afraid to step out there on that and just be like, this ain't for me. Let me go find greener pastures.
And that's true, because in relation to like us having that fear, where did that fear come from? You know, where did the seed of fear come into you that you are willing to take on bullshit in order to just keep coping and moving forward?
So I want to say I think there are two schools of thought on that, or at least from my perspective anyway. Like, I think the fear probably can come from within, with having a lack of confidence in oneself. And I think another viewpoint can be that society tells us that sometimes whenever stuff is going on, you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
You just got to roll with the punches. Me personally, I've kind of find myself moving away from that perspective, because even like now, like whenever it comes to altercations or whatever, I used to be the person that would like turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
say what's on your mind.
Right, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Now, in a respectful way.
Right. And sometimes not even that. Sometimes I'm just like, shit, sometimes people got to get their feelings hurt for them to really understand. So, you know, in that particular case, I will gladly now take the low road. Yeah. You know, if I'm like, oh, if that's the road we taking, well, shit, let's walk down this aisle together. I'm not like, I don't try to be the bigger person anymore.
Do you feel like we have become accustomed to that we now there's like a majority of people taking the low road instead of just being high and being truthful to what the situation is? Say, for instance, that leader, they the one created the error because they led their team into that situation, but they're not taking the responsibility. They're throwing it on the team. So have we generally come to the point like nobody wants to step up to the plate of their ownership on what they did?
You know, that's a very good point. I guess I want to speak to the fact of I see it a lot, to where a lot of people are kind of like, you know, leery. Yeah, or they always like, well, I don't know, just in case. They always have to throw that like that extra out there, I don't know, just in case, you know, to kind of say the ass to be like, if you did do something, they'd be like, well, I did say I didn't know for sure, because, you know, I don't know. I think
because we all fall short. Let's not get twisted. We all fall short in situations. And by the way, we're not claiming to be no counselors, no gurus, no nothing like that. We having a conversation, giving our perspectives on the topics that I come up with. True. So at the end of the day, since we started off with the work, because we're gonna gradually go forward. Okay, well, let's get it. So, but I just feel like we just so used to it that we don't even see it's a problem. We don't even see like, okay, like you stated, you've been at this workplace for years. You know it's shit. Right. You know it. Right. And you know you can change some things within the workplace to make it better, but you become fearful of giving your ideas to a person that they will turn around and take it and claim it themselves. Yeah. You know, and as a business owner, why don't you listen to your employees a little bit more? Because they are the dedicated people that are keeping your business thriving. I've had some friends that's literally been with a company for quite some time and know the ins and outs, but get treated like shit because they don't have a certain education. Right. Or a certain status with the company. But the leaders or the owners not looking at, hey, this person been with me for so long. They've been down for me. So let me listen to what they're saying. Because, again, like you stated, the loyalty of the situation, they know your ins and outs. They know it better than you know it. Because you too busy over here managing or, you know, trying to handle the financial portions that you're not in the field. Right. So sometimes you may have to take yourself and put yourself to the side to listen to the field people because they getting the brunt of your business. True. That's very true. So, like I said, with the bullshit of it all, it's like, this is where the bullshit kicks in. Like, hey, I'd rather see you down than lift you up out of fear that you're going to surpass me. that's can be your fellow employees, not even necessarily leaders. I'd rather see you, if not down, kind of equal to me, but you ain't gonna surpass me.
And even that even ground is kind of sketchy. You know what I'm saying? Like I really want to say even that like the even ground is kind of sketchy, because like me personally, I believe that as a black man, like I have to do a little bit more in order to be on the same playing field as somebody who is not of like darker skin tone. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I have to be exceptional, to their regular or whatever, in order for us to be noticed the same or whatever. I feel like I have to do a little bit more.
And you have to.
Right.
And that's not putting out any false information. People such as ourselves, similar to ourselves, have to work hard. And then the crazy part about it, we fighting against ourselves, number one. Number two, other races, and for some people, gender. You know, and it's become the norm so bad, like it's like a blind shield, clear shield to what's really the problem is. Instead of seeing that individual for their skill and what they bring to the plate,
I know where you're going with this.
They focus on like, okay, the color, the gender, how much education you got, and even though you have the qualities, you got all the proper experience, but you ain't got it on paper. Yes, that, or you have too much,
which
makes no goddamn sense to me. You tell me to go to school and get all this knowledge for your company, for the sake of your company, and then you say I have too much knowledge.
And it's funny that you mentioned that, or it's actually more so ironic, because that's been the case like with trying to get a job with like the last couple of months. A lot of companies that have like reached out after they saw my resume, they were like, "You overqualified," and I'm like, "Shit, let me decide that." Like,
ain't that some bullshit?
Like, I still submitted my resume that obviously tells you that I want the job, and like, what's wrong with being overqualified? Like,
I'd rather, as an employer, I'd rather you have all the skills in the world than none of the skills. Right. And that's the bullshit of it all, because you fear that I might surpass you. But if you have a loyal, like you stated earlier, employee with those particular skill sets, why not have them on your team?
I read a quote somewhere, I can't even remember where it was from, but it said, treat your employees so well to where they don't want to leave.
Exactly.
Oh, it was more to it than that, but that was pretty much the gist of it. Treat your employees so good to where they don't want to leave. Because, usually like, people always want to find better, greener pastures, but if you create a greener pasture, people will stay.
Yes, because I ain't going to front nor lie. I've been in jobs that I didn't get enough money.
Right.
But it was how they treated me made me stay.
Yep.
Until something else happened along the way. And it's always that fearful person thinking that you out to better them, or not even better them.
To outdo them.
Or they not getting enough attention. That they take you down for no reason, but forgot the loyalty I had within the company. But enough about work. Moving forward.
Oh, what we're getting into now?
Let's get into friendships with the bullshit.
Oh shit.
So how do you feel as far as the relation to friendship? Have we become accustomed to the bullshit than acknowledging the genuineness within them? Or is it truly a friend in the first place?
That's tough. And I think the reason why I say that's tough is because I feel like I try to do as best as I possibly can by my friends, but even still, like, I know that even within myself that I recognize some of my own shortcomings before, in a lot of cases, before some of my friends can. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the other part of that is what I might be looking at as a shortcoming, they might be looking at as something that is not even even in their mind like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I like that you evaluate yourself,
right?
Compared to some people just coming to the forefront and feeling like they know it all.
Well, and so in the place where I am with my growth or whatever, like, taking responsibility for myself is usually always like the primary. Like in any situation, even if the perception may be that the person wronged me, I'll still ask the question and be like, well, what did I do for this, that action to come about?
Yeah.
I'll still ask, still take responsibility for myself in that sense, to be like, well, what did I do or what did I not do? Mm-hmm. Or, what could I have done better? Mm-hmm. So in that particular case, I think I want to say, to answer your question, I don't necessarily think that I really have that problem as far as like having to deal with the bullshit of relationships, because like,
it's right now, it's between the friendship.
Well, with the friendships, I want to say I don't necessarily want to say that I have relationships that have a lot of that, and if they do, they're usually kind of like one-offs. It's usually just like, hey, just so you know, and then like we back like on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just as well, like the company I keep is rather small and but it's quality.
But did you develop that over time, creating a small? Because we gotta have to look at the overall dynamic.
Dynamic, yeah.
Yeah, of the situation, because you had to have some things happen in your life to make you create a smaller circle.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. You should take a bow. That was really good. Yeah, you should. That was really good. I see what you did there. And to answer your question, that was a I don't want to say an ability, but that was just something that was acquired with over time and over experiences.
Yeah.
So but because this wasn't always the case. In a lot of cases, like in the past, like I had a lot of shallow like friendships and stuff like that, and it was just surface level or whatever.
I'm gonna tell you, I did, and some to the point that I still have to kind of, get the little.
You had to squint your eyes a little bit. You had to kind of.
Because it has kind of similarities, but I don't want to compare completely to anybody.
Right.
Because you go through lessons in life. Mm-hmm. I don't call them lost. I call them lessons. Because at the end of the day, you had to go through this in order to figure it out if you want to keep forward with it or leave it behind.
Okay.
So I've had some raggedy friendships. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect in this world, because I feel like nobody is. The only beings perfect in this world are babies, because they haven't learned or know anything until you teach them. So at the end of the day, since I'm an older woman, I claim that I haven't been perfect in this world, and some things I had to learn the hard way in order to better myself. So, but in the case of that, I've had some situations where I thought certain friendships were genuine, but the reality of it, they had motives.
Oh, ain't that shit the worst?
Either the motives were to get close to me to gain some of what I have received in life, or the motives were financial, or the motives were, just anything that you can think of that wasn't in a positive way. But I have had some encounters where they started off that way with motives, got to know me a little bit better, and then changed their direction and became pretty much a positive stance in my life. Okay. No, you answered my question that I was formulating. Okay. So I've had those types of relationships throughout my time when it comes to relationships of friendships. And it did teach me a lesson to make my circle smaller out of protection, not for the sake of them, for my heart and my spirit and my mind, because I was investing more into them
than what you were getting back.
And also to myself. I made their problems become my problems, and I can truly say I didn't really have that many problems, but I was so genuine and loyal to the fact of the bond that I didn't understand I was destroying myself internally.
And yeah. I felt that on a molecular level.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I try and I reflect on the COVID situation, making us quarantine, making us sit our ass down whether we wanted to or not.
I ain't like that shit.
No, I didn't like it, but also at the end of the day, it opened my eyes to a lot of things
necessary
for myself. And not saying I didn't evaluate myself throughout the years, but it really made me evaluate myself.
So to the COVID point, I think it put a lot of people in a place to where they had to look at themselves with like real, like genuine eyes instead of the portrayal of what they want people to see or whatever. People really had to deal with themselves, like deal with like themselves in like the full, not just a representation of who they are or whatever, or in that particular case, the bullshit of who they are. They had to deal with all of that. Like that put a lot of people in place. And for the
strong bullshitters, they had nobody to bullshit.
Look.
And for the genuine people, they had nobody to give that to.
Yeah.
So they had to learn to give it to themselves.
Ooh, say that again. They had to do what?
Learn to give it to themselves.
God.
And that opened that opened the door to really, for me, really seeing who's who.
So to that point, I got it. Like I gotta say this about you, like in the process of being witness to like the growth that you've been exposed to and just experienced or whatever, you become dangerous in that sense.
Yes,
you become very dangerous in this. But the thing about it is, it's like it's a very, very good thing, because like I kind of feel like this is who you like have was supposed to be like for forever ago. You know what I'm saying? So now that you're to this point or whatever, and like look at you now. Look. You got this.
Yes.
I didn't see the work. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see the work. So this for you is a very, very beautiful and a good thing, and I'm glad that I've been able to experience it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm extremely proud of you for that. So like,
thank you. I really appreciate that, and I take that.
Yeah.
Because normally I'd be the first to be like, no. But I'm learning to embrace the goodness in me. I know I'm a good person.
As you should.
I know, and you are a great person. You are a great individual. You look out for people. You cater to the ideas of who they are, and you don't judge them. You keep pushing forward with positive state of mind. So again, genuine meeting genuine. So and that's no bullshit at the end of the day. So I give you that. People do need to learn to give flowers while people are here.
Oh, I
give more of those. Give more flowers while people are here, because at the end of the day, COVID was a great example of anything could happen. Not that we didn't know in the first place, but we didn't
didn't understand how dire it was going to be until it hit us in the face.
Respect.
Yeah. So
again, I say, and I mentioned that experience because that opened me up to it took away my goggles, my fog. What they say, the beer goggles and stuff, but this ain't no drinking matter. It took away the fog of what I was doing for people. Hell, I had a conversation earlier. I had a little venting because I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of being that person that's always constantly there. Always, not saying I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, give some of that energy back. Give some of that energy that you constantly keep taking from me. Give me some of that energy back, because I am a human being that needs some type of love and understanding also. So,
to that, I have developed a understanding as to why certain people are selfish.
Yeah.
Because they don't have people to do that for them, so they like, shit, fuck it. I'm gonna do it for myself, and by any means necessary, whatever the cost, I'm gonna do it for myself.
But that takes away from your genuineness slightly. It's true. It lowers the level of who you really were in the beginning, because again, so many people are taking. I'm saying I'm grateful for people like such as yourself, like a few that keeps me lifted. Shout outs to them. You know who you are, y'all. I've had people come to me while I was skating and just have conversation with me out of nowhere.
I've been witness to that.
Yeah, and it makes my heart and my spirit smile so much that it almost brings me to tears because somebody actually sees me. That's how I look at it. In your purest form, just be able to see you and not be judgmental in that space. It's a very, very beautiful. Because I'm not trying to take. I say it several times over. I wanted to see more of us succeed. I want to see more of us lead. I want success for the people that know me. That's what I want. It don't matter what race, what gender, anything. Long as you trying to put your great foot forward.
Great foot.
On trying to make things better in your surroundings, I think this world will be a better place.
Ooh,
and then I had a conversation. I'm going to get a little spiritual. I had a conversation again with this particular individual. And I was like, you know what? As I was talking to them, I was like, it dawned on me. Mm-hmm. You know how the Bible says there's the Garden of Eve, right? I mean, a pure garden that Adam and Eve was in. Mm-hmm. And everything flourished and everything was wonderful. No stress, no press, right? Mm-hmm. What if we are in it and we fucked it up?
Ooh.
What if we've been in it the whole time? This is your motherfucking garden. But yet, we fucked it up.
Damn, we need like a mic drop or something. We need a mic drop effect for that or something. Ooh.
And it just hit me like, seriously, we have everything we possibly may need on this planet. Down to sun, heat, water to drink, food to eat, clean. Clean at the time, clean. But due to our bullshit, we destroyed the garden.
Wow.
Instead of us seeking a single place, what if we are in the place and we the ones messed it up?
Ooh. Hold up now, because let me.
You're so silly. Ooh. But that's another topic, but it relates to what I'm saying as far as like perspectives on the bullshit versus the genuine. We all have to step to the plate. Ooh. We all have to be accountable for what we have done.
You dropping jewels today, goddamn. Ooh, shit.
But before we move forward, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the Straight For You Outside Perspective.
Uh-oh.
Where we ask one female and one male their perspective on the featured topic. Okay?
Oh,
are you ready? Are you ready?
Let's get it.
Are you ready? So I'm gonna let you pick. You want the male or the female perspective?
Let's get the woman's perspective, please.
Okay.
Ladies first. You know what I'm saying?
Ladies first. Oh, okay. My bad.
No, it's fine. I was right with it.
So the Straight For You female featured for today, the outside perspective. Her name is Vanetta Watson Edwards.
Oh, okay. Come on now. Okay.
Yes. And it's not going to always let y'all know, be somebody I know. You never know. I might see you out in public and be like, yo, what's good? I have a question. I need your perspective. Do you want to give your name or do you want to be anonymous? You know. I know you trying to, don't be showing the shades because until they sponsor us.
No. I'm just trying to move them out the way. Miss V. Watson, look, I can't even tell you. That's a person near and dear to my heart. I ain't gonna go into too much detail because she got like a specific nickname that she called me, and I still don't know why. But, yeah. And it ain't even like that.
No, I ain't saying like, you in a bad way, but my ass. Shoot,
She called me Black Raven. I still don't know why.
That's a good one.
I don't know why she called me that.
That's a good one.
I'm pretty sure it is. I know it's a good connotation, but I can never figure. Yeah, I can never figure. She still ain't told me what. She was like, "You'll figure it out." But anyway,
let's focus because I get to thinking. But anyway, so Miss Vanetta Watson Edwards stated, "Over time, generationally, our standards have changed. We've been taught to accept others' dreams that we've lost ourselves."
Ooh.
causing us to lose our genuineness, and the same in relationships. So should I repeat?
Go ahead, repeat that. Go. Ooh.
Again, shout outs to Miss Vanetta Watson Edwards.
Man.
She stated, over time, generationally, our standards have changed. We've been taught to accept others' dreams, that we've lost ourselves, causing us to lose our genuineness. The same in relationships.
Ooh.
Yeah, hit that button. Bow, 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 bow. Yes.
Ooh, goodness.
So, and I feel her on that. That's, by the way, what I mentioned earlier with the great conversation in the garden. She was the one I dawned on. Have a conversation with her. And I said, you know what? What if we were already here?
That makes sense now. Yeah.
Yes,
you talking to her and coming to a conclusion makes sense.
You know, because we was just chiming, and she felt me when I said that too, because we got a little bit on religion versus me being spiritual.
Okay, I'm here for it.
And so, but that's another topic, another conversation. But back to what she was saying, pretty much we became accustomed to the bullshit. And that when a person of genuineness approaches you, we don't know how to act. We don't see it for what it is. We question it.
Yeah.
And that's only being a human. You know, I don't fault nobody for questioning, because you got to protect your spirit at the end of the day. But I'm just saying, I feel that, because I've noticed for myself, not saying I'm perfect, that's not what I'm saying, but when I do come to certain people and show them my way, I have to really prove myself, like hard, like, and it's sad to me that I'm being me. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to take nothing from you, because I have my own. I feel like God provides for me,
right? And that's
the truth. Throughout my struggles, throughout my time, I was always looked over. And I am grateful, and I feel blessed for that. But at the end of the day, when I meet a certain individuals, and I've been called out that I can see certain things in certain people, and I didn't claim it for the longest. I see, despite that, you could be the meanest person, like walking the earth, and you know, if for some reason I could tap into that and make you smile, make something in you smile. And I don't know what it is, you know, but that's just me. But when I do come up to certain people, it's like, what you want? Especially, I hate to say it, especially us black females, when we approach each other, and I can say, hey, I like what you got on. Oh, you so beautiful. Some of them be like, the fuck you want? Or for a guy, I can say, hey, you're handsome. You know, I like what you fit. Oh, you want to get down? I'm like, what? Excuse you? Or better yet, they take it, and then they try to get all what they can out of you, whether it be financial or something, sexual or something. I'm like, all I'm doing is trying to be nice.
Right, and you can't. And it's sad, like that you can't just be nice anymore. Like in a genuine situation, you can't just be nice and really try to be there for someone, because they go straight into defense mode to be like why are you here? Like, what do you want? You know, those kinds of things. Because even I do it.
I have to do it now. I didn't used to be that way. That's my mom used to be worried about me. I kid you not. She used to be scared for me, how nice I am. You know. But she had to grow to understand, even though I'm nice,
right,
I'm not stupid.
Right.
I see what the women in my family have went through. I've seen outside sources of what they go through. Again,
right.
Don't take my niceness for weakness, because at the end of the day, I can see you.
Ooh, come on.
Now,
look.
You know me and my three choices. Either I'm going to go left, right, or straight.
And who know how to read books real well is you. Look. I done seen you read a couple of books. I done seen you. And needless to say, either those people have stopped talking to you, or they gotten closer to you.
Yes, and I respect that. I'd rather you walk away still respecting me and knowing what my approach was versus you stay and stick and thinking I'm allowing you, let's get it straight and get it right. I'm allowing you to stay because I'm betting on the fact that you will change and grow from your shit. Period. But again, also too, I'm taking from you also lessons. I'm taking lessons on how to not treat certain people. Because I'm seeing I'm being treated this way. Or better yet, if I have treated you in a somewhat negative way, trust and believe it wasn't out of harm or intention. And I'm the type of person that I'd rather have a conversation and build a solution. Don't you know that about me?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Then be lost in the sauce. Again, I don't go to the body. I'm going to your head and figuring out what's what.
True.
You know, and if I feel like we can't engage in great or understanding conversation, don't be surprised if I fall short on interacting with you.
Because at the end, hey, you still gotta protect yourself.
That's it.
If it's not a joint decision to be, I guess to be accountable for one another, then you have to protect
yourself. I let myself be out there too long that I felt like, and I told a friend I was losing hope in humanity. It got that bad for me that I was losing hope in humanity that I didn't want to deal anymore with it.
So, can I ask you a question? So,
I can give you an answer.
Okay. So, as far as like actual like relationships go, like how, like what were the lessons that you learned in that particular aspect, as far as like, you know, being able to differentiate between the bullshit and what was genuine?
You know what? Before I answer that question,
okay,
let's give a Straight For You sponsor highlight. It's that time. So I will get back to that question and we will see you soon. All right, now welcome back to Straight For You, where we're giving you straightforward dialogue with an open mind. Again, I'm your host, Miss Black Diamond, along with my handsome co-host.
Girl, you be flattering me, but you know who it is, y'all. It's your main man, Trouble. Welcome back.
And today's topic is: have we become accustomed to the bullshit that we can't see the genuine?
Ooh.
So one more time: have we become accustomed to the bullshit that we can't see the genuine? And yes, by the way, I'm country. I already know it. So my words are my words. Thank you. But before we took our sponsor break, back to what you were saying.
So the question that I asked before the break was, as far as like actual relationships go, like, you know, you and your significant others, like, what was the struggle for you that was like determining what was genuine versus the bullshit? Like where were you at in that whole like dynamic?
Because that reflects
or where have you been? There we go. Where have you been in that dynamic?
It reflects on like when I started versus where I am now. Because when I started, that was the best love to have. I think because as a teenager, you are genuine on what your approach.
Yeah, I think so.
Think about it. That's the ultimate best love to have when you were young. You didn't know no better. You didn't experience a lot of things. So you like when you saw that for you when you saw that girl, and for me when I saw that guy,
got them little butterflies.
Yes,
Ooh, I can't wait to get on this note. Yeah.
And during the time you can literally stay on the phone and fall asleep talking about nothing, but it was something to you.
Oh.
You know,
look, now you making me wish I wasn't single right now. Cause
no, but
I get
for
it
me,
right.
That was the best time, the best time and kind of genuine love, because you didn't want anything but them.
Right. Ooh.
You know, eventually you're gonna probably ease to the idea of getting it in, but in the beginning you just trying to court.
Right.
You know, you just trying to like, hey, that's me. That's when you see them like all hugged up and loved up.
Oh, like she wearing his Letterman jacket and stuff.
And the guys didn't care what the boys thought, because you know nowadays you barely can get a shirt or anything from. But that's another. I'm just goddamn saying. But for me, even though it didn't work out, you just saw the future in that person, and everybody in the school was like, "Yeah, that's the couple. I can't wait till we get have their wedding."
Invite me to the wedding.
Yeah, they all used to say that because they saw it in your face. You didn't have to prove nothing. They saw it, right?
Right. Look, come on now.
And then something may occur that y'all not together anymore. Right. So pushing
and other people will be more upset than y'all actually.
Yes, they be more upset than you are. But life goes forward, and you shouldn't commit to that one relationship unless it's just destined. But other than that, you push forward. You get involved with other people, in a sense. And the second one for me was because I was kind of pushed towards that. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I was pushed towards that, and me thinking like, since they saw something I didn't see, I just saw them as a friend,
right, a
close friend. But they started liking me, and so I'm like, well, everybody but me seeing the connection, so it must be me. So I changed me for the sake of pleasing them. Case in point, what Miss Vanetta said. You know, as far as like change, the same in relationship.
Right.
I should have stuck to the genuineness in me, and what I knew should have never happened, because the outcome turned out to be little hell.
Right. Oh.
You know, I'm a claim that, because again, I'm not going to say certain things in my life were a loss. I understand now if there are lessons.
Right.
To this day, until the future, until the day I leave this planet, there are lessons. So with that, I learned to I should have stuck with my inner feelings. I knew it shouldn't have happened. I felt it shouldn't have happened. Right. But due to others coaching the idea of it, because they didn't want me to be alone per se, as a female alone. Right. I should, and that's another topic for another time, that we pushed our females to is pressure. You gotta be married at this age, by this age. You're gonna have to have a baby by this age. You're gonna have just the overall dynamics of a family at a certain age. And now, I ain't gonna say now, it's pushed upon the guys too. But it seems like I can say that now, they don't give a fuck about no family. They want to have babies. They want to be out there. They want to do them. That's another topic. But pushing forward towards my older, you know, as I gotten older and tried to develop relationships, one relationship was phenomenal, but we just grew apart, and that's fine. And I respect him to the fullest. Right. You know, there is no negative connotation towards him that I can give, other than we just grew apart. And we respect each other and we understand each other. And I love him still to this day as a friend. Because I didn't quite get what I needed in my younger years of being organic for myself. I was kind of pushed towards certain things, certain places in my life. And that's a form of bullshit of changing your children's destination, you know, to because you feel like they're not on the right path. Maybe God set that path for them, and you keep doing this, pushing them away. Let them do them. Figure it out. But now I'm like, gave my heart to someone. They didn't understand my heart because they don't know.
Ain't that the worst?
Or never experienced. So I can't get really mad at them. At first I was.
Yeah.
I was heartbroken. I was hurt. I was mad. I was all these negative things. But then again, due to certain circumstances, such as the sit down, I was like, why should I feel any ill will for somebody that don't know themselves? How should I feel any ill will for somebody that don't know themselves and maybe experience a whole lot more than I have to make them be who they are today?
Ooh, man, look, because that's one of the things that I always tell people. Like I try to always be in a space to where I encourage people to be themselves at all times, and from there, whenever I encourage a person to be themselves or whatever, that gives me the power to determine how much or how little I can, that I deal with that individual, and not even necessarily deal, but interact with that individual.
Well, what if that is themselves? At the end of the day, the life experiences do change you.
So I think where I'm headed in my life now or whatever is that, like, if we don't speak the same or similar language,
okay, come on.
I've come to the realization that it's okay for us to coexist outside of each other's presence.
Yes.
and everything be everything. Like, we can still, like, if there's a situation that that requires my attention, you can still pick up the phone and call me, but like, we don't have to be in each other's like space all the time.
Yeah.
Like that. And that's one of the things that I had to like learn, is that like I don't have to be in a person's space all the time for us to still be able to kind of coexist and still like be able to like develop a friendship or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying?
And I had to learn that too, because at some point, like I said, due to how I was somewhat raised, and not putting that pressure on my parent,
right?
And you heard me say parent,
right?
But not putting that pressure on my parent, but it was my environment too,
right?
Again, I had to understand the dynamics of different personalities. And it was difficult when you have a heart such as myself, and you have a heart that you have for people. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was the person that, I felt I had to live, breathe, and eat that individual, really study them in order to make them happy and for them to make me happy. Right. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. You should do that for yourself and then be a compliment to the other individual.
Yeah.
But again, if you wasn't quite taught that or seen that or understand that, it changes things, You know
what's funny is one of my like more recent relationships, like our breakup showed me that. Like, showed me like a lot of parts of myself that like I was that I had a representative present, instead of actually like really genuinely being who I am, or trying to be who I really was in that relationship, and so on and so forth, or whatever, and like it was a very, very painful experience, but nonetheless I learned a lot, and it brought me to a place to where like I had to face myself, like I had to face myself, and I had to really be like, okay, Rashad, this is bullshit. You need to go ahead and put this in the trash can, because you can't do nothing with this. Yeah. She just showed you that. That's the reason. That's part of the reason why y'all not together anymore, is because you still had bullshit that you was still trying to like put at the forefront when you should just be yourself.
Touche. Because I agree that I changed myself to appease. I changed the genuineness in me to appease, to give them a sense of me being genuine. I wasn't genuine to myself. I was more so genuine to them.
Right, to them. Right.
But let's move it forward, because time sneak up on us when conversation. So our straight for you male perspective, outside perspective, okay, is Brian Kidd. Shout out to Brian Kidd. And he stated, that's all we know, because we've become accustomed to it. And when a genuine person approaches, we question their motives. Due to not believing their intentions, it seems as if they may want something instead. Genuine people have turned. Mic
drop.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Do I need to say it again? Or
go one more time for the people in the back.
One more time for the people in the back. That Brian Kidd stated, that's all we know, because we've become accustomed to it. And when a genuine person approaches, we question their motives. Due to not believing their intentions, it seems as if they want something instead. Genuine people have turned.
What's the saying? The two reasons why we don't trust people is, one, because we know them, and two, because we don't.
Come on now.
Oh, okay.
Come on now.
Okay. So
society has created the dynamics of the lack of trust, the lack of understanding, because it's become me, all about me. Hell, we talked about it earlier. It's time to protect me. But I'm like, it's hard for a person such as me to keep seeing the hurt, the pain on people that's surrounded by me. I can't help myself but to, try to bring a smile, try to bring some light, and I'm still hurting me.
Right. And I was gonna say, that's the tough part. You trying to accommodate a situation and still protect yourself. Like this like, it's two things that don't go together. That's a conflict.
Yes, it's definitely a war from my state of mind, because again, I have to shut it down, and I give it so much now. Instead of giving everything, I give it so much, and if you're not, in a sense, listening, I have to shut it down.
Well, so,
not completely, but
Well, so the other thing is, I think, going back to that, I think one of the things is, like, sometimes we be so afraid to tell people no.
Yeah.
We be afraid to tell people no,
because they break down.
Right, and sometimes I can say this for myself. Like, sometimes I struggle having to be that honest, to where, like, somebody will come in and I'd be like, and I have to be like, hey, I don't have the capacity, like, to deal with this, but you still be wanting to help, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You still want to help that individual, especially if you care about them. But sometimes I've been there to where I was just like, hey, look, I'll try to listen, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have the capacity for this, like, at the current moment.
It's gotten to the point for me that I had a strong filter. A strong filter towards people. My filter is thin now. Instead of me sugarcoating the shit, I say it because my filter say it in a respectful manner to help better you, not hurt you.
Right.
And I have situations within my own family. I had to say, hey, if you feel that way towards me, you don't have to deal with me.
Ooh.
And it's not for me. I'm not being mean or ugly. That's my love for you.
Right.
That's how much love. And I had to tell a friend that too, a close friend. If I love you enough, if I say I pray for you and everything, I love you enough. My type of love, I love you enough to let you go, and I'll be sad on letting you go to make you happy. That's what my friends are, family. I love you enough to let you go for the sake of your happiness. Because if you feel like I'm not giving you enough peace.
Ooh. So, to that point, I'll say this, like, in one of my most recent relationship changes, I had to do that. Yeah. I took it upon myself to be like, hey, look, I'm gonna just go ahead and like I'm gonna go do my thing over here. You go do your thing elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's love,
right? And the thing about it is that I was just like, I have to protect me because you're not in the same headspace, or me and you are not speaking the same language about trying to protect each other or whatever. Like, you're protected, but you're not protecting me. You know what I'm saying? Versus, I'm gonna try to protect the both of us. So I was like, hey, look, it's probably best that I just like go do my thing over here because you and I obviously don't speak the same language here, and that's absolutely fine. But if now the fact that I'm cognizant of it and I let it keep happening, it's no longer on you. It's on me now.
Yeah,
you know,
it definitely is on you now.
And so I had to be responsible and step up to the plate and take accountability. As painful as that was for our relationship to change, I had to be like, hey, I have to do this in order to like maintain this level of peace that I've acquired, and not even so much just this level of peace, but everything else that I've acquired, because you don't you don't value those things, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I do.
Yeah. And that's being only honest with yourself, growing within yourself. And so
it's difficult.
It's definitely difficult. It's definitely difficult because at the end of the day, I'm for the betterment of me first.
Right.
Now, first, for the first time. I'm for the betterment of me and what I have to offer to better others.
Right.
You know, I finally got the concept I have to feed me first before I feed them, because I'm over here withering away.
Well, what they said on the airplane, put your mask on first, and then
that's facts.
then take care of the person next to you. So I mean,
yes, that's true. And I had to learn it, and that was a struggle for me because I wanted to constantly see them ahead.
Right.
And the crazy part about it, when you finally say, "Hey," get the mouth to say, "Hey, can you help me?" Oh, all the excuses come in the world as to why. Or, better yet, I have to step to the side because you're not even helping yourself.
Ooh.
So, and I'm viewing that too. You got those people too that they say they want this, they want to do this, and you put them in the forefront and you don't see nothing.
Right. Put them in a position. Yeah.
And they don't want to help themselves. So what can you do?
It's
like like I said, it's a constant war. A constant back and forth, but at the end of the day, long as you trying your best in life and pushing forward with that, and trying your best to be a genuine person, you know, there's always going to be bullshitters out here. Period. Mm-hmm. It's always you got the good versus bad, as they say. Wow. So we can give all types of scenarios to that, but at the end of the day, long as you trying your best to make yourself better and learn, that's what counts. And you're going to stumble along the way, period. You know, because, again, if everything was peaches and cream, how you going to know when the shit is nitty? So.
Oof. You dropping some jewels today. Come on now. Ooh.
Yeah. You know, I'm just trying to, like I said, become more enlightened within myself. And hopefully my platform will leave some type of something out in this world.
I know for a fact it will. Because let me just go ahead and put you up to speed before we get out of here. You know how many people came up to me at the Classic? Yeah.
Shout out to Dallas, Texas Skate Fair Classic. I appreciate the love and support. They let me introduce my business, which is A1 Perfect Entertainment. Right. I was the little booth in the corner,
Come on now.
But I put the picture out. But I appreciate OD for putting me in that position of being the vendor coordinator, and I was over the camera people. Yes, you know, so as you were.
But to that point, I had a lot of people come up to me and was like, "So I saw the show," and I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Okay," and it was like, "Yeah, I got a good thing going." Like a lot of people came up to me, like at the Classic, like at the meet and greet and at the skate event, was just like, "Yeah, I got a real good thing going."
Thank you. Well, thank you. So, shout out to them, so, like for real, you know, and subscribe. Thank you.
So yeah, so I mean, it's like I know I want to say that to you in the sense of like I understand that like sometimes because I know that I do it that like we feel that everything has to be on a grand scale.
Yeah.
Like we feel like everything has to be on like a really big thing.
Yeah.
But whenever you really think about it, a really big thing is just a whole bunch of small things like compiled into one. And so like so you do look. I don't want you to like ever feel like you're not doing a good thing here, because you're doing a good thing here. Like you giving people a perspective, and you giving them food for thought. So like you doing something here.
Thank you so much, because again, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be a successful Black female in this world, and also too, not just that, be an example, not just that, bring some people in the forefront. Some people are patient, some people are not, and it's gonna be some days I'm not gonna be available, but that's okay. So we got to push forward. Time has caught up to us, and I appreciate, right? But it was a good conversation.
Yeah, and it really was.
And we could have went on with it.
I mean,
but I did tell the people within the hour or so. Maybe we can chime on this again in relations, because we did embark on different topics.
We did
within this conversation.
We absolutely did.
Since day one, we've been doing it, but I appreciate y'all for viewing. And right now, guess what time it is? It's the Straight for You acknowledgement.
Okay, so what we got? What we got?
Again, based on the videos that y'all did see earlier for advertisement, the first one was by Stacey Kannon. Shout outs to Stacey Kannon. She's the owner of Ruff Productions, and she is considered the first Black female publishing house here. Yes, we can do that. Yes. So, support small businesses, because we finna grow. Trust and believe that. And also, she has a book out called Cloaked, Power of the Hidden. You notice I promote that because why? I'm also too the editor. But yes, coming from a person that doesn't like to read like that, I'm just be honest. She opened the door towards that. Me editing her work, I stand strong by it. I stand not because I edit it, it's because it's that good. And hopefully next week I will have the material in my hand, so you can see this book is nice. It's go check it out. It's on Amazon bookstore. It's in ebook as well as paperback, because I'm the type of person like to hold it in my hands. Whoa there, whoa.
Give him that book one more time. Since you like to hold it in your hand.
Hold it in my hand. With the ground. But anyway, we stupid. Y'all gonna learn about me, but anyway, I'm silly. The book is called Cloaked, Power of the Hidden. You definitely saw the commercial, as well as you can go to my platform and you'll see the advertisement for it. It's on Amazon. Again, she has a website called RisenRuff.com. And also, you saw my commercial. Shout outs to who? Me.
Oh. To who?
Me.
Oh.
It's A1 Perfect Entertainment. It's the Straight for You merchandise. Make sure you go ahead and log on to www.a1perfectentertain.com. All this information is going to be featured below the video. So make sure y'all get on
description.
Description is Straight for You merchandise.
Yeah, okay.
It's definitely it's going to be in the description.
Yeah, okay.
All the information that you are hearing and seeing. So please check out my merchandise, because I'm the one. Toot my horn, toot. I came up with the logos. I came up with the little stuff you see on the mugs and stuff. Come on.
Like a web something.
My website?
Yeah, like your website, and like then you say what did you call it that you do now? You're web developer, or what is it?
Yes, I'm a website developer. I'm also an entertainment talent manager.
Oh,
and also do like what you see, editing and all these. I'm that the head be in charge of my own destiny. You hear me? So yes, if y'all can check out that information. Also, too, before we end, I want you to announce your platforms of where we can find you.
Oh goodness. Real quick before we even get into that, if y'all need to see some of your work, right? You did the Rising Ruff website, and you did
my website, her website.
Yeah. So if you need to see the work, there you go. 2 websites. Anyway, folks, y'all can find me on all things social media, Trouble on Air. Stay tuned. I'm working some things out. It's been delayed, but not denied. I'm working some things out to get Trouble on Air actually going back up. So y'all stay tuned for that. But Anonymous_Trouble is the personal Instagram. Everything else is Trouble on Air. If you need to reach me, troubleonair@gmail.com. Shirts, more shoes, show, and a couple other good things are coming down the pipeline. So y'all just stay tuned.
Yes, I'm gonna definitely put that in the description also. So look out for that. And also you can follow me on Instagram. It's Ms. MZ_Black Diamond. Hit that up. And I also started a Twitter.
Oh, okay.
It's Miss Black Diamond 9.
Okay.
Capital M, capital D 9. The number 9. Because somebody took my one and I'm the one and only. Don't play.
I'm gonna find that.
I'm just playing.
So I gotta say this, folks. Don't you got a real big surprise for them next week, right?
Yes, y'all
y'all stay tuned. Y'all just stay tuned. Y'all please tune in.
Yes, and it's an extension of us. I just say that.
So tune in. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So last but not least, it's that time. The Straight For You positive quote to end us out. So the Straight For You positive quote is an anonymous individual. And it says, when you move with a genuine heart, people never forget you.
One more time for the people.
Again, the anonymous quote is, when you move with a genuine heart, people will never forget you. So on that note, thank you for tuning in to Straight For You, where we're giving you a positive, straight for you dialogue with an open mind. Hey, so again, have a great day. Stay blessed. We're out. Peace.